Hi, Loy Machedo speaking from loymachedo.com and whoisloymachedo.com. Today is November 18th, 2014. Time right now is 9:16 in the night. Now, for those of you who have been watching my updates on Facebook, you know that lately I was extremely sick. Now, the question is, what happened? I got a lot of people asking me questions. What happened? Did I live or die? What was actually bothering me, what was the sickness, blah blah blah. I'm going to tell you everything. Okay, uncensored. Now, first and foremost is, before I get into the aspect of telling you what my sickness is, I just want to tell you one thing, that don't take your health for granted. Seriously, don't take your health for granted. Don't take sickness for granted. Avoid the tendency of believing that you're Superman and you can just heal yourself. At least I learned the really tough way. Now, it all started off with Jitex, which was nearly a month ago. Let's see if I can remember the exact date. Jitex 2014, Dubai. So, the technology week, not technology, Shopper was at September 27th. So, when I took part in Jitex, the exhibition, I was involved in speaking a lot on the microphone, which made me stress my voice, and every time I kept having coffee or ice cold drinks, and I I developed cough and cold, and later on it moved on to fever. But then I still continued. I just popped a couple of Panadols, I popped a couple of medicines, and I thought I was okay. But then the cough still didn't go. I was still feeling uncomfortable. Later on, there was another exhibition, Technology Week for Jitex. I took part in that again, and I noticed that I started coughing a lot more. I still ignored it. In between, I got really sick. I had very high fever. My condition started deteriorating, but then I just thought, okay, I'll get well. It's okay, no problem. After Jitex got over, I was really sick for a couple of days. I still didn't approach a doctor. I decided I would just take a couple of medicines and I was okay. So for, I think 8 days I was badly sick, but I was taking medicines by my own self, not checking it out. I thought I got well, okay, and then I started planning and preparing, running for the half marathon, which was there at, it was going to happen in Abu Dhabi. It was going to happen a few days ago, and I think the exact date was 14th of November. So I started preparing for this. What I didn't know was I had contracted a bronchitis. The virus in my system was there, and every time I take medicine, it would die out. But then, because I didn't take proper medication, the virus became stronger and stronger. And during the half marathon, during the 10 kilometers, that day I was feeling feverish. Just a little bit before, I noticed one thing, that I couldn't run anymore. Before, on the treadmill, I could run at least for, and I'm talking really run, I could run for nearly an hour on the treadmill at a speed of 10. But then when I started resuming my training, I could not run even for 30 seconds. I would gas out. And this really disturbed me, and I was not very happy about it. But I didn't think much about it, because I thought, okay, fine, I'm going to get well. It's not going to be a problem. I'll get back in shape. It so happened that what I didn't know is I had contracted both bronchitis and another problem. I'll tell you what the name is. Enzymia, I think. I'm not too sure. Bronchitis and enzymia. I think it's enzymia. I'm not too sure. I'll just Google it. Enzymia, bronchitis. Okay. The right name is bronchitis. Okay. Bronchitis and yeah, I think. No. Okay, fine. So I can't get the name. So after I contracted this, what this does is it kind of blocks your passageway, and you're not able to breathe. It caused inflammation of my internal tubes and all that, and I was not able to breathe. So in the Abu Dhabi marathon, I ran 10 kilometers, and my body was starting to get fever. After which there was this Yas Island, the water sports. So I decided to enjoy the water sports, and there was one particular ride where you have to sit in a tube with two other people, and there were these two beautiful girls in bikini sitting there. So I was sitting there, and well, I wanted to act macho because, after all, ladies are looking at me and admiring me. So, and this ride is so thrilling. It's amazing. It's like you just go at lightning speed, and you're twirling up and twirling down. It's massive. But then in this ride, there is one big problem. The water that was splashing was ice cold, and no sooner did the water get splashed on me, immediately I felt my lungs collapse. I was not able to breathe at all. I really seriously was not able to breathe, and I found it suffocating, and started coughing violently. And these girls asked me, "Are you all right?" And well, I didn't want to show us a wuss, so I said, it's perfectly fine. But I was coughing my head off. I mean, every time I was coughing, it was like my head was exploding. I couldn't handle it. And then, because I knew that I was going to be in, Yas Island for some time, why not just go and enjoy all the other rides? So I went for every possible ride. By the time I came home, my condition worsened to the part where I started shivering. I couldn't breathe. I was literally suffering to even take a single breath. The next day, I took the whole night. I just kept taking medicine, lose motion. I was in bad shape. Finally, I said, enough of this. I went to the doctor. The first thing the doctor told me is, "My dear, I think you have bronchitis." And then, when I told him what I did, he just told me, "Are you stupid? Are you seriously stupid? I mean, you could have got a cardiac arrest. You could have completely, you have gone in a state of shock, because as it is, you're not supplying enough oxygen to your system, especially your internal organs and your brain. You have fever, and then you splash ice cold water. Anything could have happened." And that's where I kind of realized that I was playing around with my health, and I've never had bronchitis, so this is my first time, and he just told me that it's going to take me some time. So this is what actually happened, and to be very honest with you, I never realized how important breathing was until now, because, before I could run at least 1 hour on the treadmill, even 3 hours. I remember I used to run 3 hours. I can't even do 30 seconds. I'm just gassing out. It's terrible. So if there was a message I'd like to give you, is just don't take your health for granted. Especially don't take anything related to breathing for granted. And if you're sick, go to the doctor, go to a trusted doctor and get yourself checked out, because if you don't, I think you're up for a lot of problems. And it seems it's going to take me at least 3 months to get myself back into shape. And what's more, I think the most disturbing part is I could have damaged my air tubes or my lungs permanently. So this kind of scares me. This really does. So let's see. I'll have to be very careful. I'll have to nurse myself back to health. I've been taking these medicines, and the whole day what I do is sleep. I sleep for literally 14 hours a day. So this has been my condition. I have not been able to speak very well. Now I'm getting back in shape. So I don't know how people who have asthma and bronchitis, how do they tolerate this, but I definitely will nurse myself back in health. For those people who send me well wishes and lots of messages, well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. You've been very kind. And I just put up this video so you know what's exactly happening in my life, and I will get back in shape. Trust me, I will. Loy from loymachedo.com and whoisloymachedo.com saying thank you for being so caring. Thank you for those messages, and let's get back in shape. Bye for now.